is working properly.
Yeah, so I was saying you didn't, you overlooked it then.
No, we didn't overlook. Like, Julius, there's something in the country that people don't know. I used to advise in the CDC. Julius, when defeat is coming, you got to watch certain signals. You see the market with me? Mm-hmm. You see the street sellers? Mm-hmm. The petty traders? Mm-hmm. You see these pimpin and keke? You see them? Mm-hmm. They are the biggest signal for the downfall of any administration in terms of voting. I'm not talking about violent act. I'm talking about going to the pool. This government will do nothing to change that. The country is hard. The country is hard, Julius. Things are difficult. I've made it mandatory to interact with people. Just go into communities, sit with people, go to some little entertainment area. I've listened to people who voted for the Unity Party, and they are merry-making out there. Sometimes when you up, you don't see down. And I will confess to you, one day, that was 2020, when Delon was going against Farah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was 2020. When I saw the motorcyclists who are usually behind us. No, I'm telling you, real life. I told someone in the CDC, I said, this is a bad sign. This is a bad sign. We have to recalibrate. And I saw that coming in the 2020 election, to be frank with you, for Monserrato County. Again, for this government, they're not going to change anything. I will tell you why. Many reasons they're not going to change anything.
They could change, though.
It's not possible, Julius. Julius, I'm not being personal. The president, the vice president, they have no international contact.
But it is not necessary. If you need to, you don't necessarily need to have had contact before. It depends on what you do and what you're able to attract.
Julius, first, there are two things you must do. You must know how to use the domestic revenue properly, and you must also have great international contact. Not just presidents, but even business friends, tycoons. Julius, I've been at one of the highest level in government. I know what I'm talking. I don't have to educate them to that, but I know exactly what I'm talking. One of the things that Julius sit down and analyze. The Unity Party governed Liberia for 12 years. They didn't really depend on the domestic revenue like 50% or 40%. They depended like 15 to 20%, because you had international aid, UN, you had jobs, the UN, cooks, drivers, and all of those things. Then when we came the left, you have the challenges of health workers, teachers. You had different challenges of people who were unemployed. The housing market, the price went down because the foreign people left the country and all of those things. So it became a big challenge. Had the CDC not done harmonization, probably the government will crumble economically. I can tell you this. That's why when they use harmonization against us, it was their own political strategy, which are good. But can they change harmonization? Harmonization is a legislation. It's an act of the legislature. Yeah, harmonization is an act of the legislature. So can this government amend it? Can they change it? And Julius, the $150 they're boasting about, we have done 80%, over 80% of that between 15 to 10% government has done. We have done over 80% of that ceiling, minimum. So there's not a string. They're living on the doctrine of harmonization. I bet them they cannot change it. Like they say, we'll take the salary back to Ellington. I defy them. They can't do it. Don't even worry about that. It's a law. Let them just amend the law. They got a majority in the House. They got a majority in the Senate. None of them can agree for that. None. Because I know I'm talking. If they do that, the first thing is that if representatives were making $12,000, the senator was making $15,000. We brought our money gross to $8,000 and some more dollars, representative. I wrote that communication. I let that strike. The Senate, I don't know what they brought it to. I don't know what they already cut down. So if a representative was making $12,000 in gross and senator $15,000, how do you pay them? How do you pay appointed officials of government, meaning the ministers and other people? The president had to bring it at $5,000 gross or $6,000, and they were getting some there $4,000 or $5,000. Okay, when I left as a representative, the net income, the net was like $6,000, close to $6,000, the net. Before I left as representative, I heard maybe, I don't know, about how they carry up. Even the gas, they carry out to 1,000 some more dollars from my understanding. Yeah, they increased the gas. Yeah, they increased a lot of things. So, but I'm not here to discuss that. But I'm just saying to you that we had to make that ultimate sacrifice.
So your government, that's a significant point that you're making that we need to check on. So your government brought pay of representatives and gas and all that stuff down before you left power.
Julius.
And now it's gone up again.
Yeah, it's gone to 3,000 some more dollars gas in the House of Representatives. I can confirm that because my friends tell me that. Okay. The salary, I don't know what it is now, but we left the gross a little over 8,000 gross. I'm not talking about net. And then when it's cut down to net, it comes to $6,000 like that. I can show you mine. After a year, I will go to my GT bank where all the money was deposited. I will show it to you. I'll text it to you so you can see it. Okay? So we had to do that. You know, the thing about it is that the legislature, the people were afraid to announce, to say, oh, you don't do it. In fact, they're bringing the body to public disrepute. You won't bring armed. But we did significant reduction, almost 30%. We didn't want to stop there. The legislative project will cut it off. Yes, during the COVID time, we cut off the legislative project. We cut off the scholarship of $2,000. The yearly scholarship given for the officers, it will cut that off. We had to live in the concert. Call any lawmaker who was there the last time. Put anyone of them on the land, they will tell you this. When I wrote that communication as chairman of the executive, I wrote a communication that we have to reduce our benefit because we have different benefits, so we harmonize everything. We mush everything.
So it means you didn't do a good job for yourself.
But the one I told you, I said
in terms of the legislature then, because this is massive and it was not really talked about, as you say.
No, I talk about it, but Julius, sometimes you talk maybe on Julius Joshua about it. No, I talk about it. And I wrote a communication for that reduction. When I wrote the communication, the speaker sent that communication to the Committee on Westminster and Finance and the Specialized Committee. Dopo, Hassan Kiazoli, the guys from Unity Party, all of them work on it. When I announced it, in fact, when I wrote the communication, I was fighting that battle. You can Google, you will see, calling for reduction in lawmaker benefit. My colleagues were saying, because you were the executive, you want chairman or executive, they will give you something on the side, you think it was stupid, you will not allow this to happen. You understand? So, Julius, it wasn't an easy thing. And they accepted it when we cut and cancel legislative projects. Okay, that was the second year, in fact. We said, no legislative project. When we cancel it, our guys in the last 2 years, they smartly concocted something called legislative engagement. That was 2022, if I'm not mistaken.
We went after that.
Yeah, 30,000.
In the public.
Yeah, it was that 2 years, legislative engagement. So the guys then concocted it that this is not legislative. When I tell you what I think, who those thinking from, you will be shocked.
Who?
Including Rachel Kuhn, who is the speaker today.
Huh?
Oh, yes. The problem with people here is that people come to the public to present themselves differently. Okay? When they're in there, it's a different thing they do behind the scene. I oppose it. I said no. They will take money and put it in lawmakers. They say engagement. I want that project money now. That engagement. Okay, the contour was engagement and something. And accessibility.
Legislative engagement and accessibility.
Yes, that's how the guys and smartly coined that from the Committee on Westminster Finance. That time, Kuhn had left. Okay, Father was the chairman on Westminster Finance, but he used to work with the different other committees and whatsoever. So they carved that. Then guess what? It backfired in the second year. You remember when I went on air, I said the Senate received this money. And they are pretending. But the audience showed that the Senate received the money and senators were denying. Because they know a backfire when we're going to election, it would not have been a good image. Yeah. But sometimes, that's why I said, just you alone, just make your voice fair. That's all. Because for the vote, they will, the thing emotional. Everybody down there, oh, the people can count or what's that. Soon you go to vote, emotional. Especially when you put discuss in the executive, you cannot come out and say, and I was chairman on the executive. I could not violate the rules of the legislature. But there was a point that when the journalists asked me, I was on spoon out there, I said, yes, we received the first letter. We have received this morning. Everybody was shocked. Some of our colleagues went to session in executive, some people were telling me, when I tell you some people, we'll suspend you. We got it no more, we'll expel you. And I told them, I defy you, you can't do it. There's legitimate money, I announce it. But you know, Julius, we can't say these things. Look,
no,
Julius,
this is a more. I don't know if you've ever spoken like this before, but this is more a heart-to-heart conversation. It is. I think it is opening our eyes to.
Julius, good people are verified. Criminals are celebrated. I can tell you this for sure. Good people in this country are verified. Criminals are celebrated. Criminals are celebrated. When I hear some people calling people criminals, you know, some of them, I can say, what? You call someone Julius? If they access recovery team won't be serious. From the current vice president down to all the lawmakers, just go. Take all the properties they got. Value it with how many years they work for. Do the analysis and all of those things and make a determination. You see what will happen. Just do it with the colleges, with the schools, with the clinics, with your personal property. And take the person expense. Rolling there in Ghana. If this, including myself, just because say you own this property, this is what you made for the last 12 years. Look at your expenses. That is a thing to look at. But people looking for answers, the answers right there if they want answers. Judah, you see, when I said sometimes, you know, Judah, some of the things we did in the legislature, some of the things I helped to do, you know, in the legislature. You call on our snow, he will tell you. He will always say, look, Akaros is, I wish I was so consistent like him and this guy. It's not because I'm on air. I tell my friends the straight talk in the legislature. They don't put talk about corruption and just laugh at it and say, yeah, corruption? That corruption fighting Musa Belete. That corruption fighting Musa Belete.
What do you know about it?
What do I know? They Nukwe that king on air. Emmanuel Nukwe, Senator Nukwe. He one of those that benefited.
How?
They managed to get money on storage. As long as Belete cannot give it to them, that they fight there. Don't mind how fight, and I'll bring people fight.
Wow.
All I fight and I'll bring people fight that pretense can fall of Emmanuel Nukwe. Statement can fall. He said it should be legislated. They legislated it. He says the storage, the money should be legislated. Read his communication to the Senate. I will send it to you. They never legislated it. Judas, we're not stupid.
And so, what happened for which Musa will stop giving it? Is that something that happened?
Judas, they went to Musa and said, Musa, you got to give us some of that money because they've been taking money from. They haven't Musa get storage. Okay? That fight, that internal fight. So the man told Musa will diminish, will destroy everything. Kun is heavily behind it.
Which of the Kuns?
The vice president.
How?
Judas, the story bigger than you. Let's find one day so we can talk about it.
Yeah, sure.
No, the story, Judas, who gave the storage to Belete? That was CDC.
Who gave it?
The storage, the percentage, they were 50 cents by 2017. You have to read it. 2017, that was 50 cents.
And who?
It was 30 cents, then 50. But they get a contract to Belete.
You mean the UP government?
Yeah, they get a contract to him. Why are they pretending to the Liberian people as if to say, we inherited our 50 cents in 2017 when we came to power 2018. The people went to court. President, we have reduced it to 20 cents. Then we took it at 35 cents because LPRC wanted to build our own storage and all of those things. You know, it's completed now. The government inherited it. That's how we took it to 30. When Boyka came to power, he dropped it to 30 cents. Then the first 2 weeks, he announced and dropped it to 30 cents. and then he took it back to 35 cents. They think that, no, they're talking about we'll take 9% and we'll send it to government this, we'll take 2%, we'll send it to equipment, where you get road funds. Besides that, that's why I challenge them, legislate it, as Emmanuel Nukwe said, 9 cents, exclusively for the university or library. Make it a legislation, not just in the budget. Though the budget is for legislation, but it's for 1 year. Put it there, say they 9 cents from petroleum product for LU. They 30 cents for JFK from this petroleum product. Their money will get to LPRC for their assessment team. They already been paid by LPRC, pay their own people. So why are you giving LPRC the money? The other money for rehabilitation, they fasten. You understand? For just the fight against drugs, for rehabilitation. When you put it there, every year the government will generate $17 to $20 million. You will distribute that money among these entities and other entities if people can make some suggestions. Then you will see the impact. But the impact is not on the sale of petroleum product. You think no boys stupid? These boys are amassing wealth for 2029. They are not stupid. The same thing when Speaker Kofa say I will audit you. You know you're auditing the certain vice president of the country. You're auditing the chairman of Westminster and Finance in the Senate, who was also chairman of Westminster and Finance, former deputy speaker. You auditing the certain deputy speaker under you. You know who you're auditing? And normally they audit. What happened to it? What happened to it? Though, whether you like it or not, there are certain financial gurus that have been in the legislature for a very long time. They build brotherhood. Not just friendship, but brotherhood. Even before I went there, they've lived together like that. The guys depend on raw cash through the budget. They have a lot of properties, but they're not making real money on the properties. So they use the physical cash through the budget. That's what they do. That's what they're squatting on. That's what they're living on. And they will live on it until there's a revolution in the legislature. It has to be a revolution in the legislature of 20 people who believe, who will obey, and who will fight, can disrupt the plenary of the legislature. They can do that. Okay? But the guys are the powerful economic field now, so Fonati won't order and say, "Moment, we'll finish with you." I ordered for you were fighting Fonati, so the other fire, Musa Belete fire. Hey, that when you know, Julius, the guys, they play on the emotions of the ordinary people. They will say, "Oh, you know, we'll put nonsense there. The road equipment are coming to maintain it. You know, they want for government social What are government social programs? Specify the social programs, for example, education,
and then legislate
and legislate it. Julius, ask them, say, why you not legislating this nonsense? Take for example the road funds. It's been legislated.
Yeah, it was.
When we came, we legislated it. It wasn't legislated when we came. You know, we did to force the people to pay the road funds. We say it was captured in the budget, in the 2017-2018 budget. So it's a law. By the budget, you should have paid. Then we legislated it, the road funds. So let them legislate that money that's spraying around, that money that's spraying around, that kickback. Take for example, you say retailers. The people who get gas station here, some of the same people are importers. The money going right back to them. Then you go buy, if at 5 cents, you get kickback. Then storage, you say 5 cents. On the storage, the government still getting 30 cents on the storage. The people on the storage tank are getting 2 cents. Don't you know that? The 5 cents is not for them in totality. 30 cents of that money going royalty back to government. But the problem here is that, you know, I like to be blunt. Certain people, you know, when you say certain things, that, I mean, Belete and all the poor fighting, when they say certain people, the guys that created the scene, that got the Belete, got the DSTV, got all the guys are exploiting the people. And they have succeeded in creating a picture to their support base. But behind the scene, they are enriching themselves.
777-700
With the thing we can't tell you today, we won't talk it.
Yeah, this is deep. We gotta take some.
Judas, I was in the legislature called Gabriel Nyikan. Gabriel Nyikan went and announced our benefit on Sky FM. I think we're on your radio station here and announced it. We went to session. Baron Brown, was chairman of Rules Order Administration by then. They wrote a letter against us. We went to executive session. The guy said we were expelled from the legislature if we don't apologize.
Wow.
Yes. I told Gabriel Yinka and said, Gabriel, I'll never apologize in my life. But watching me was part of that. I can say it now because, not that. And guess what? The guy said, you want to bring Ann Robert to us? You think I can work great play that play to come advocate? They don't even want their wives to know how much they're making.
Wow.
Their family. I'm telling you, real life. And Gabriel, maybe Gabriel will call Gabriel Yinka and ask him. He almost got expelled from the legislature because of that. and the people who started our presiding, they knew all of them were there. We all were represented at that time. And so the people come and parade themselves after they get the small money, they go into the community or the district, they do small things, then the people dance behind and they say that good people. Good people where? Good people build private hospital. You don't pay public hospital for the people. Good people build private university or high school. When they are not lawmakers for them. Good people, they have businesses, whether petroleum product or whatsoever, they have. How does that benefit the people? How does your private hospital, for example, benefit the ordinary citizens instead of putting the money into public hospital? How does your private school benefit? But these are the people the people are clapping for.
We'll have to do this again. There's a whole lot. Let's 777-700-995 What? Yeah.
Just listen, you. Some of the people they can get scratch card too. You listen to what they coming to.
Welcome, and let's hear you. Welcome.
Come on, Jack.
Yes, go ahead. Let's hear you.
So they come great. They made the preemptive strive in the calling position. So anybody call.
Go ahead. Let's hear you, Octavian.
So come made them great. That my brother, that man myself, we started long time, way back. And the reason I actually call is to just see how much I appreciate Gree honesty. His honesty. I said it 3 times, right? There are not many persons in this Republic of Liberia can be brave, frank, and blunt like some of us. And that is why more people don't like some of us. Sometimes they believe we are sedition. Sometimes they believe we are united by the same. Sometimes they say our land not clear. We don't even know which position we go. Sometimes it's better to say, you see that thing I create talking. When we were in full-fledged and front-line journalism, we have given great many. Man, even the journalists in this country these days, we get issues. The issue is we do not. I have said over and over again. When we were in front-line journalism, the people used to call us blackmailers because we used to hold state actors to their feet. Since we left the front line, we get the picking in the front line. That is the white-mailers. They do not hold they do not hold government officials or state actors to their feet. What they do? They elect the state actors to run the show. In every democracy, I said this, Julius J. The media dictate the pace of the democracy. But not in this in Liberia, my man, the newsmaker dictating the pace of the democracy like crazy scene.
Okay.
The guys go behind the scene. They try to create the Jesus Christ. What is the media doing? They're analyzing the analytical view that Great is providing. It is for the media and the civil society actors to do it. Are you doing it?
Thanks so kindly. We hold you that. As we says, good evening, Julius. Very patriotic revelations from Honorable Gray. Could he share these allegations with the LACC? Let's take this other one. Welcome. Let's hear you quickly. 30 seconds.
You all give me 30 seconds, I beg you.
Oh, go ahead. Your time going.
My name is Musa Konen.
Mm-hmm.
Julius, the CDC get problems. They have problems. We continue to have problems. And Julius, sorry for maybe the words I will use. And anybody who is a sedition and beyond think that when some of us speak, it means we're not loyal to the party. Julius, sorry for the words and the meaning. It can only be called a stupid person and a fool. I'm 47.
I lived 27 years, if you will, supporting, or maybe 22 years or so, supporting CDC and President Weah, and even tomorrow I will do it. If Akaro Green is a former lawmaker today, it's not from the people of District 8. It's because of the team, very CDC, the weakness of CDC, some of the problems we are going through today, even in the courts. It's because we don't have the pedigree of people there. You sacrifice Mary Akaro for example, Senator Nathaniel McGay, for example. Who is McGay? Legislatively, who is McGay? Even to the history of CDC. You are sacrificing Akaro Gray for Josephine Dale with no disrespect. Wow. What problem? And today you want to vote in a vote. Where are you going to get it? Akaro should have stayed in our house to nurture people as Frank Tafoko, even though he's exuberant, he's useful, he want to show his power, but he's still learning. He want to look at people as Eugene Colley, for example. He's a very good guy, but people like Akaro should have been around. CDC, us, the leadership of CDC, honor my Akaro great, and today we want that voice. We're not going to get it. Akaro is you like it, you don't like Akaro. Myself, we for the scene, maybe the scene, ethnic group, you do me, and my bingo man is bad, my mother is bad. We don't have it like that, but Julius, you don't have the kind of Akaro in CDC when it comes to legislative fighting. Today, we dead because we don't have the board, we don't have the men in the hall. So because we don't have them, you see a lot of things party. When the United Party was in opposition, one of their strengths was in the hall. You could hear that was the long alone could take on issue. Who is there for CDC today? So we have to learn. 2029 is a good thing. I'm not living.
Okay. Thanks so kindly. Let's squeeze in just one more. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Hey, I don't know. This is Boga Selling calling from Carwood.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, basically I have a few points to make my 30 seconds. Julius, Honorable Gray, one thing I want to let you know is that the mistake CDC made to recover is that in a 90 minute extra time, you sat down, they score a free kick on you, and then when you were sent off football and come back, it is difficult to recover. So you get a very hard job to do in CDC. Like your previous caller, the middle mistake, and the mistake United Party capitalize on and get in the driver's seat.
Okay.
Get United Party on the driver's seat is 100% impossible now.
Okay, thanks so kindly. Ishmael Wole says, please ask a guest about a post he made earlier today that the vice president is critically sick. As a prominent citizen, I want to know if it is true. Okay, we come back to you, sir. Just 1 minute.
They just ask one of the vice president in the country, but I just wish him well. I don't want to dwell on the mush. Okay, you don't play politics or people's sickness. But Otavia said something very important. You know, Otavia, one of the guys who used to disagree with me. He would walk to my house and he said, I will kick the door and have it open. But still, he would criticize me, would disagree with me. Yeah, like he talked about the issue of journalism. That's the fourth estate, Julius. This is the fourth estate. Look, I call Clarence sometimes, I call you, but I call Clarence most of the time than you. I say, I appreciate you people. You know the reason why I appreciate you people? Because you have not compromised your ethics. But Julius, the country is economically hijacked. The trickle-down effect is not fair. The people are suffering. They are in a state of extreme destitute. And as a result of that, things are just tough. Now that this few group of people just getting the money, things are tough.
I think we should do the part 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, things are tough. Julius, take the microphone into the community and say the sidewalk. Go into the community, leave the market people now. Just go from door to door. Do a strategic. Julius, when we're in the legislature, Julius, one of the reasons why you see maybe some people can talk to some journalists again. Confidentiality is very important, Julius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Julius, the one first says yes. Out there, I don't have to say, but confidentiality. Because Julius, I don't want to talk to Julius then tomorrow. Julius go call John Brown and Cody and say,
your man says so.
Yeah, Julius, confidentiality. That's one of the problems in this country. Yeah, confidentiality.
I think we should do the part 2 tomorrow.
But Julius, none of the guys, All the people in here calling, they can't challenge me. You know, they can't challenge me. You know, we're fighting for the government programs and policy. Okay, especially when things were tough in the legislature. There were times the guys wanted to move buffer chimneys and all. 2 different resolutions. I established what we call the special forces in the House of Representatives and presided over it. Bipartisan approach, squarely. I will not name people.
Okay, tomorrow.
To maintain the legislative stability.
Let's do the part 2 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you so kindly.
Thank you.
A very interesting heart-to-heart conversation. We didn't even talk about the fire at the home of former president. We are tomorrow. All of that will be on it. I will have to do that. Very interesting. People need to speak as well. The news is up next.